Good morning and welcome back. We're so glad you're here today. Today, I want to talk about something really awesome. It goes back to my childhood, but I think it relates to all of us now. It's Lifeguard 101. The first thing they taught us was reach or throw, don't go. It was a snazzy little rhyme, so it helped you remember reach or throw, don't go. All right, I got it. But then you say, well, why? I'm a lifeguard. I'm supposed to like jump in and save people. Well, the reason why you don't go is because someone who is panicking will grab you and pull you down. So then you'll both be going underwater. So if you give them a ring or a float or you throw something, you reach out, you help from a distance, well, then you have much better results and you don't have the opportunity to be pulled down underwater. Seems pretty good. So I'd like to talk about how that relates to us and how we can deal with that with our kids. So, first thing you need to know is kids are going to get into a lot of trouble. They just end up in all kinds of stuff. But if you go running to them and every time there's a little issue or even a perception of danger, you go running and jump in and try to help out, you're going to wear yourself out. And when they really need you, like they really need you to come through for the rescue, you're going to be so tired from always jumping in for all the little stuff that you're not actually there for when they really need you for the big rescue. So I'll tell you a story from my life when I was in middle school. Middle school is tumultuous years. It's kind of crazy. So one time I was going to have a fight. I mean, it was going to be a good one. And I don't really remember what it was for, but it was somewhere sixth or seventh grade. And the guy said, well, we're going to jump you. All five of us are going to smash you or whatever after school. Well, they didn't because, I was quick and fast and I got out of there. But I told my dad, and I was like, these guys said they're going to get me. He's like, okay. I said, I'll go down there. It's the first time my dad had ever been down anywhere. And he gets down to the principal's office like, listen, if they want to fight it out one-on-one, they're boys, whatever. One-on-one, no problem. But five-on-one, I got a problem. So we can't let that happen. So what are you going to do to make sure that doesn't happen? And so we talked with the other kids and had a little meeting, and everything was fine. I mean, it was just kids being kids and talking. But that was an opportunity for him to be the lifeguard of the situation and jump in and say, all the other stuff you do. I mean, I had fights before, we've gotten in trouble before, but he'd never gone down to the school and actually said, okay, this is something I need to deal with. But there's a couple things about a lifeguard that you need to know. Like the first thing is the lifeguard always, well, we'll say almost always, has that cute little red float or some kind of device on them that gives them extra support when they're in the water. So it's for them, maybe as they're getting out into a dangerous situation, but most of the time it's for the person who is actually in distress. So they have a tool with them that can support the weight of the person in danger. So as a parent, you have tools. Your mental capacity is much stronger than your kids. You know things. Even though they don't think you do, you do. And you can use that as a tool to give to your child when they're in danger, when they're struggling, or when they're having a hard time. You can share that with them. Because once the person who is in danger, who's thrashing around in the water, grabs that big red float, they can't drag that under. And so, because they can't drag that under, they slowly begin to understand I'm safe now or I'm okay now. And they calm down. So once the situation calms down, well, it's a whole lot easier to pull somebody through the water when they're calm or to help somebody when they're calm. And that's what we do as parents. We're going to make sure that they have a moment of calmness in a chaotic situation as a lifeguard. And that may be all you need. You throw that in, you help them out, your wisdom, your knowledge, and they can calm down and they can come out, no big deal. And you didn't even have to jump in the water. Sometimes it can get real hectic, and you may have to jump in and do both, where you physically are there and you're helping, but also you've given them some of the tools that you already had with you. The other thing about a lifeguard is always seated in an elevated position. So in life, as a parent, you are in an elevated position over your children. Well, what does that mean? Well, like on the beach, the lifeguard sits up in a chair. At the pool, the lifeguard sits up in a chair. They're up high. That gives them a better perspective and a better view of the entire situation. So when you're up high, you can see the kids running on the pool deck. You can see the kids playing in the deep end. You can see the kid who's about to dive headfirst and land on somebody else. And you can say, hey, wait a minute, don't do that. Because of your position and because of your experience and what you've seen in the past, you know that certain things are dangerous. And because you are an elevated position, in a position of power as a parent and authority, you can tell them, don't do that. Don't run on the pool deck. Slow down. Or at the beach, they would say, hey, there looks like danger's coming. That could be a school of fish or it could be a shark. Everybody out of the water. You didn't dive in. You didn't have to get wet. You didn't exert a whole lot of energy. You just said, based on the information, based on what I see, it looks dangerous. Let's get everybody out of that dangerous situation for a little bit until the trouble passes. And just like that, you've been a great parent. So the reminder for today is reach or throw, don't go. That'll help you out in lifeguarding by the pool or the beach, but also when dealing with your kids so that you know you're going to be there to protect them, but don't jump in every single time. Help them out with the tools and the knowledge you already have. Thanks so much, you guys. We'll talk soon and we'll see you tomorrow.